lot of times when we talk about speed, it's always fixing the car under the book time, not over, under the book time. And that's not it at all. In fact, speed for us is communicating with the customer. So we think about when the customer came in and when they got a call. We think about the intervals between the phone calls and when we finally delivered the car back to the customer. Speed is equals to sale, because the fastest person to respond to the customer is the one that is able to get the sale. When you are fast, the customer thinks that you are competent. When you're slow, the customer thinks you're incompetent. Believe it or not, speed is associated with competence and intelligence. Speed makes you look like you have your crap together. Speed looks like consistency. People are anxious about dropping off their car to you. And if you can get back to them fast, the anxiety is decreased and they feel more comfortable. And we all know as comfort increases, so do sales and close ratio. Now you can watch another video on why sales are important. I don't have to get into that. But if you don't have sales, you don't have a business. You don't get paid, the business doesn't grow, and we're all screwed. And if you don't have speed on urgency, and what I call that is a sense of urgency, from when the customer walks into your building, you're able to address them right away. Right out of the gate, they can see that you address them. Most customers will decide within 20 seconds or less whether they want to do business with you. So you better be fast and attentive to them. You see, what sense of urgency, in my opinion, is defined as when the customer sees that they are important because you are jumping right on what they want you to jump on. Think of a 5-star restaurant versus a Motel 8, right? The 5-star restaurant makes you feel important by watching how you come in. They're already at the front counter. They don't make you wait. They just get you right in. They refill your cup without asking. They bring the dessert menu without asking. They bring the boxes out and box your food without asking. It's doing what the customer wants before the customer asks for it, which means you have to be fast. So how does that look like in our business? When a waiter comes in, there's already a person at the front counter. There's already a person saying, hey, how's it going? How can I help you? There's already a person that's attentive to their needs. And while you're writing that customer up, there's already another person bringing their car around. So do you mind if I grab your keys? As you're writing them up, okay, you're here for an oil change? I'm gonna go ahead and grab your keys. They're gonna pull it in and see it started while I finish writing you up. They're like, holy crap. Normally, when I go to the dealer, that car sits outside for 15, 20, 30 minutes. That's a huge deal, right? The car comes in, you already pull it in while you're writing it up. They sit down, and by the time they have their coffee, you've already drained the oil, and they're just yanking their coffee in the Keurig machine, and you're like, hey, Mr. Customer, I want you to come look at what we're doing on your car. Is that cool? Absolutely it's cool, because that person, you know how they feel when they bring the car into your shop? That's the second most valuable thing they own, if not the first. And they're feeling anxious. There's nothing to do in our waiting rooms, right? I mean, we try to make them comfortable, but every minute feels like an hour. So they don't want to sit there, I promise you. Nobody wants to sit around in anyone's waiting room. So you want to definitely get that car in as fast as you can, and you want to pull that customer into the bay, show them that their oil is being drained, show them that if they need any items, you're able to do that with their cup of coffee in the hand. They haven't even sat down. And they're like, holy crap, these guys are incredible. They're on it. What are your chances of closing that ticket? A lot. On a drop-off, it's the same thing. Customer comes in, you write them up. You don't have to necessarily pull the car around, although it certainly helps. But you can certainly take their keys, and when they get home, you tell them I'm going to call you back within 40 minutes. Guess what? You call them within 25 minutes. And they're like, hey, Mr. Customer, I have great news for you. And they're like, holy crap, he called before he said he would, and he has great news, and he can get right into the pitch of selling that item. But the point is, speed is urgency, the customer seeing that you take them seriously. It's the sense of urgency that the customer can physically see. And then you call them, right? You call them after you said you're going to call them. Okay, I've called you. You call them on the first ticket. You get the first pitch. You tell them, hey, it needs brakes. We'll go ahead and get started in brakes. I'm going to call you in an hour. But guess what? You don't call them in an hour. You call them in 45 minutes. And when you do that, the customer can see the sense of urgency that you have. Guys, I'm telling you, you don't have to be good. You just have to have the sense of urgency that the customer sees. If the customer sees that you have a sense of urgency, you don't even have to be good. That's how crazy this is. You know why customers hate auto shops? Number one reason, year after year, they don't freaking call me when they said they would. They don't call me. That is how easy it is to run this business. 50% of our business is just call the freaking customer when you said you would. And if you call them before you said they would, you are just blowing it right out of the water. That's how you get 3-4 times what normal shops do in sales. People ask me, Zane, how do you get these shops to do 300%, 400% of what the normal shops do in our industry? You know what I do? I call the customer when I said I would, and I call them before. That's all it took. I swear, what am I supposed to say? Have some magic lantern or magic lamp or magic wand? No, man. I just call customers because they expect me to call them. What a freaking concept. And I call them fast, and you don't even have to be good, man. Just have any update for them, and then make sure they never call you. See, sense of urgency is about making sure the customer doesn't come to you for stuff, that you go to them. That's what's 5-star service. And you guys think that, oh man, these customers keep calling me, they're annoying me. Do you hate money? Do you hate growing your business? That person pays all our bills. That person is the most important thing in any business. It's the freaking customer. I can't emphasize that enough. And you're like, well, these customers keep calling me. Then shut your doors, man. The only customers that should be calling me are the ones that haven't had their car in the shop yet. Every other customer are the ones I'm calling. Because what? Because I'm updating them. I'm in control. I'm playing offense. Because the best defense is the best offense, right? You don't ever play defense in our company. You call the customer. I can't emphasize that enough. If a customer's sitting in the lobby, you get on them before they even consider that it's been taking too long, because you told them it's going to be 30 minutes and you did it in 20. You told them it's going to be an hour, and nobody should be sitting in your lobby for that long, because you should get them a shuttle. But if they drop off their car, you tell them I'm going to call you in an hour, you call them in 40 minutes and you blow their socks off. That's all it takes to impress customers, man. That's where you start at the very least, because you can do all these other fancy things that you do, but if you don't call your customers, you don't have a business. If you don't pull the cars in fast, you don't have a business. You can have all the fancy tools, all the fancy lights, all the fancy lobbies. It doesn't matter. The customer just cares about being in contact with them. Do the basics. And you have to be faster than their expectation. So you might be like, well, Zane, what if a customer's expectations are call me within 20 minutes? Right, then call them within 15. You have to be extra fast with that customer. Don't be like, oh, that customer sucks. No, get better. The customer doesn't suck. You need to get better. And if you can do that, you are undeniable. I hope that helps, guys. Sense of urgency is what drives the quality in any service business. We're in the service business. We're not selling Apple computers. We're literally serving our customers. That's what service business means, FYI. You're serving like a waiter. And if you don't want to serve, then don't do this. Because service, you can make a lot of money and change a lot of lives, and I love it, and that's what really drives us. And honestly, you could do something that other people can't do. Why? Because the bar is set so low in our industry. You should be happy we're not in the restaurant, hospitality, tourism, whatever industry, because we would get our boats rocked because of how crappy our industry is when it comes to serving. Nobody serves their customer. Be that shop, be that team, be that leader that believes in giving the sense of urgency that our customer deserves. Promise you it will make you into a gazillionaire. We're all on our way in doing that. Promise you. Thank you very much.